Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your hosts, Mike
and Torya.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Boys and girls.
have you heard the news?
What news?
The Las Vegas Golden Knights, or better known as the Vegas Golden Knights.
They're Vegas
That's their
Golden
actual
Knights. No
official
loss,
name. No
just
loss,
Vegas.
Just the Vegas Golden Knights are your 2023 Stanley Cup champions.
I'm pretty sure everybody listening to this podcast already knows this, though.
They decimated the crybaby Panthers. I'm sorry, I'm calling it like it is. I'm salty.
So I saw a post today on Facebook, and it was like the real Florida Panthers fan.
And when she says today, she means the day after the Golden Knights stomped the hell out of the Florida Panthers and won the Stanley Cup in the final score of 9-3.
Correct, but this post was posted before the game happened yesterday.
Okay, makes it interesting.
So this person was going on and on of saying how the Vegas Golden Knights aren't actually the best team. The Panthers are just tired because they played the three best teams in the whole league and won already. And Vegas just got lucky that they were already tired.
Yeah.
Now, I wrote a whole comment, but they were trying to make me join their group in order to leave my comment, and I was not into that. So I didn't end up leaving it. But what a bunch of whiny little bitches.
Well, okay. Like, I had the experience today as well. Like, I don't gloat to other people about sports victories unless and until they talk shit to me about my team. They talk shit to me about my team, I'm going to let them have everything I can right back at them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's fair. But anyway, I was on Reddit, and there was a thing about the injuries to the players, right? And somebody on a Florida thing was talking about how they had so many injuries, and another person said, well, you know, but the truth is every team that makes it to this point has a lot of injuries. It's a physical game, and, you know, people, they get hurt and they break bones here and there. And, you know, it's not usually as big as a clavicle, but, you know,
the clavicle's an easy bone to break.
But they were, well, especially in that kind of sport.
Yeah.
But they were just going on and on. And then someone was like, well, but, you know, we would have won had we just, you know, not had the referees against us, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you know, let's just be completely honest. The Knights were never out of control in this series. Not once. They dominated every single game. And yes, I know what you're going to say, but Florida won that one game, that game 3. Florida won game 3.
But they didn't dominate.
Who cares? They played well for 5 minutes. They were losing 2-1 with 2 minutes left and got lucky and scored a goal. Then survived in overtime. PK. They did a PK in overtime, and then scored on a lucky bounce and win 3-2. They had a 5-minute stretch where they played well. Other than that, they were dominated throughout the entire series. They were literally 2 minutes away from a sweep. So but they're going to whine about that. So I told them, I didn't finish what I was saying. So I told them, you were dominated. That's just how it is, right? Well, then the next thing I go, and it says I'm banned from their subreddit. And I was like, why am I banned? And so someone had said something, and so I just went there and I went, reply, okay, enter. And it worked. So then I went back and I said directly to them in a message, isn't that rich? All I did was state a fact. And it kind of proves my point that you and the rest of your fans are a little classless in that when faced with facts, rather than deal with those and be forced to admit that there were some shortcomings with your team, you'd rather ban the person saying it. And it's so typical of today's society anyway. But that's what I told them. Then I got muted from talking to the admins, right? So then I thought that's kind of funny. Well, then this lady had posted a thing saying, oh, this lady that I work with left me Panther earrings because she knows I'm a big Panthers fan and she knew they lost and that I would feel bad, but she had gotten them for me win or lose. That's why she was holding on, hoping that it would be for winning. And I decided, let me see if I can reply. So I hit reply and I said, aw, isn't that nice of her? Exclamation point. And I sent it and it went. I thought, you know what? Maybe I'm shadow banned or something. 18 upvotes. So no, I wasn't shadow banned. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's weird. But you were saying
these Panthers fans, the whole series have been just, oh, the refs are against us. The refs are against us. Well, bullshit. I mean, the prime example is what happened in Game 4 right at the end behind the net, where Pietrangelo got assaulted. They hooked him under the armpit, and then they hooked their stick in front of him. And who got the penalty?
Yeah.
Who they put in the box? Exactly. Who did they talk about suspending because he left the box after the final buzzer?
Right.
And came out onto the ice.
Same guy. The guy who got assaulted.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, though. It's even simpler than that. Just use plain simple logic. Vegas was one of the least penalized teams during the regular season. When the rules are generally enforced.
Right.
And Florida was one of the most penalized teams. So why would you expect the outcome to be different?
Yeah, this year's Vegas team doesn't really thug.
Well, no, it doesn't. And you know what's really interesting? You know how there's the plus minus, right? How many goals were scored on your line, how many goals were scored against your line. Uh-huh. Their special teams are at -1.
Wow.
Because they gave up a shorthanded goal and they didn't score a single time on the power play. That too has to be looked at as some critical crap, because you know how it is mentally. If you score a goal at the right time, you could be behind by 3 goals right then, but something changes.
Right.
Both sides' head. And suddenly it's 3-3.
Right.
And we've seen it happen. We've seen it
9-3 is the final score, though.
But yeah, it was crazy that last game. It was insane. I think it was fun to watch, but see, I'm super excited because when we first had the inkling that we were moving to Vegas, it was quite a while out. I mean, most people don't do what we did. Most people decide and go. Mm-hmm. We decided and then we finished up our business that we had like grown adults and, made sure the kid had his address throughout without making them stress out.
Right.
We actually thought about other people and not just ourselves. We did all of that. And then when Mitchell graduated, we got out of there.
4 days later.
And, here we sit a year later. And so I had picked the Golden Knights as my team to follow when I knew back in 2017 that we were going to move here. I just knew. So there we go. And fast forward, here we are a year later. Not only are they fulfilling the dream of the owner who said he wanted it in the 6th season. This is the 6th season.
Right.
But we were here for our first full year getting to watch Knights games live and really becoming fans, both of us. I know it wasn't your number one team, but it was your default team here. And we just got into it. Even to the point where we even went and looked at season tickets just to see what they cost, and sincerely tried to make it work. Wasn't going to work. Trust me. It's not that cheap. Main problem is there's too many games, but the long and short of it is we got invested in it. And it's nice that they win it the first time ever in their history while we're here the first year.
Right.
It blows my mind.
I know it blows your mind. You've been talking about it nonstop for the last 24 hours.
It's so amazing to me. I was prepared. I'm always so prepared to be disappointed.
Right.
that I was like prepared to watch them just completely collapse, and I mean, I got to say, I probably didn't make this verbally clear to anyone. So this will be the first time you guys are hearing this, but this last year's Dodgers team was the greatest baseball team I've ever witnessed in my life play. Greatest baseball team ever. They didn't even make it out of the first 5-game round. You know how disappointed that made me? I was so disappointed because you know what?
He watched the game.
I had
and they lost. He just silently turned the TV off and got up and left the room.
I had at least had the expectation that they would move on from that round. After that, who knows? Anything can happen. But that round, come on. Especially who they were playing. They shall go unnamed. But it's annoying, when you get frustrated. So, I mean, I get it. Your team is, there and you're going to make excuses. But it'd be one thing if you went all season long and you were like the Knights, no penalties. And then suddenly, 80 minutes of penalties every night. That would be a different story. Then you got something to say, what the hell's going on? But when it's consistent,
right?
What are you complaining about? Like there has to be, you got to come back to reality, bro. That's basically what I'm going to say. You got to come back to reality, bro. It's that simple. So now the city's going crazy. There's going to be a parade.
Right.
I wonder how cool that's going to be.
We'll post some videos.
Yep,
or actually,
of it and we'll go live.
Go back a few weeks on our Instagram, and we've already posted some videos.
Yeah, because we were there. This is about 3 weeks out. So yeah, maybe 4. I don't even know at this point. But in any event, it's you should check that out, and you'll hopefully have caught us live on Instagram with some of the footage of the parade.
Yep.
Hopefully that they'll catch it. Who knows? But my question for you is, how long do you think this high that the city's going to have, how long do you think it's going to last?
When does football start?
Well, college football will start in August.
I don't give a shit about college
football. Professional football in September.
And when does hockey start again?
October.
So I think this high will last through to football season starting, because then they'll put the Raiders jersey back on the Statue of Liberty. And then I think once hockey season starts again, it'll come back, depending on how the trades go.
I tend to agree with you on that, because then it's going to be, the marketing will be all around, we're defending our title. We're the defending Stanley Cup champions.
They've united the realm now. Yeah. Now they have to defend the realm.
Now they have to grow the realm.
Right. Right.
I mean, I think that whole spiel was really cool. I was telling you about,
it was really lame, but also really cool.
Well, I was telling you about Matthew's friend who he played hockey with, after college, got into sports marketing, and he was instrumental in the whole beginning of the Golden Knights and the marketing plan and, the look and the branding and whatnot. Okay. And then he left because he got an opportunity. Like his favorite team, him and his dad's favorite team, was the LA Kings. They loved them. They lived nearby the facility, so they'd always go to the games. Well, long and short of it, he had an opportunity working for the Ontario Reign, which is like an affiliate of the Los Angeles Kings, as like a senior marketing director. So he took it and he left Vegas. He's been gone 3 years now, I guess. And they like him so much, and they left on such friendly terms that they got him and his girlfriend or wife, his significant other. I don't know whether they're married or not married.
Doesn't really matter.
They got them together and brought them to Vegas, gave them the luxury treatment, put them up at the Park MGM, walk right across the street and you're at the game, gave them tickets to the game, etc. They were there for the whole thing. And he wrote this whole big emotional post about how excited he was to see them win after having been there at the very beginning. It was kind of interesting. But my point is, it affects so many people, this kind of thing, that I think you're right. I think there'll be a slight distraction as football season begins. But then what'll happen is people switch back to hockey, because then also baseball will be World Seriesing. hopefully my Dodgers will be taking part in the World
Don't get me
Series.
wrong. I grew up in a place that loves their hockey. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their team. Picking a different team splits up families. It's that kind of place. And Vegas loves their team more. In my humble
I
opinion.
think so too, because of the timing of it all. Like, remember, the whole big stupid Mandalay Bay shooting, 58 people dead.
Right.
I mean, they started right then after that. Like, that September was their first beginning season.
They brought people together.
Well, and they also apparently, the organization as a whole was very supportive of the community and the members. Like, if someone couldn't afford counseling, they were donating money to counseling centers to be like, here's a scholarship fund. People need counseling. We're paying for it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's giving back to the community, really, like, heavily. And I think that's why they're loved so much, because they were basically like, we're Vegas. We love you. And we're just going to hold our arms around you because we have enough money to help this city. And I mean, that's how they got through the pandemic, this city.
Yep.
I mean, it makes most of its money off of hotel taxes and stuff like that.
The Golden Knights Foundation does a lot for people.
Yeah.
And they make, it's funny, to have a Vegas Golden Knights license plate in Nevada costs you an extra $10 per year. And that $10 doesn't just go into the pocket of the DMV because they printed a pretty license plate. It goes entirely to the Golden Knights Foundation.
Right. We donate every year because we happen to get Golden Knights plates because I insisted.
Yeah.
But $10 isn't bad. I mean, my gosh, I can only imagine what that would cost in California.
They don't even have fancy team plates in California. You get the hideous black and yellow classic or the hideous blue and white normal.
No, and you could also get personalized.
But it's still either black and yellow or blue and white. It's not, California is not like Nevada. Nevada has like 45 different license plate designs to choose from.
Well, and they have the typical like Las Vegas sign with like the red, yellow, and blue. And that's on the license plate.
Well, there's a breast cancer one. There's a Raiders one.
Breast cancer one with a pink bow. There's Raiders. There's Golden Knights.
And all of them are a $10 donation to whatever foundation.
Yeah, whoever's
the benefactor.
Exactly.
Of the
the state charges the $10 extra for the plate that you want, and then that $10 goes to the benefactor.
The only one that doesn't cost extra is the Home Means Nevada.
Yeah,
blue and mountainy one.
Yeah,
which makes sense because it's basic bitch.
State's license that they chose to stick on your car.
Yeah,
but you hardly see any of those. It's very rare.
Right.
It's much older people.
When we first moved here, I was counting all the different license plates. I got to 37. Yeah. I got to 37 before our trip to the DMV to switch our licenses over. And then while at the DMV, I saw the wall of them.
You were like, oh, I'm done.
And they keep adding more.
Yeah.
Anytime a foundation wants to have a license plate benefit them, they add another one.
If you think about it, though, why not? What harm is there? I mean, you're helping get donations for a worthy cause, and these people are paying pocket change for it.
Why isn't there an aviator's license plate?
It's a good question.
Then it wouldn't just be $100 to Henderson Little League every time they hit a double. It would be $10 for every license plate to something.
Yeah.
Every time somebody loves the Aviators. But that, you know what? There's going to be a new A's license plate now.
Yeah, there will be.
It'll happen
as
soon.
long as it passes the assembly. It passed the Senate.
Oh. Well, okay. There might be a new A's license plate provided the A's move here and all that good stuff too. So there'll be more.
Well, I think where we're heading. I mean, we didn't even intend to head here. We were talking about the Knights winning the Stanley Cup and how excited I was about that, and you seem to be rather excited about it too. I'm actually surprised at how excited you are by it. We're going to go to the parade, bro. We're going to the parade, so we will have been to the parade by the time you hear this. But just keep following us because we'll keep telling you our stories, and you'll laugh your ass off. Anyway, I think that you being as excited as you are is pretty cool.
Glad you think so.
I do. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's like, and I can tell when you do it because it's just me and it's not just me. I can tell that. We had such a good time watching the games together, didn't we?
We did. And we watched all but one. And that one, I convinced you to turn it on in the third period because...
Yeah, we were at baseball.
No, that's not the one. You didn't want to watch it because it was too stressful. And I convinced you to turn it on in like the last period because they were winning by a lot.
Well, I remember watching 2 games, one at the Bananas and one at the A.
But you watched them on your phone.
But I remember seeing both games at there. And those are really the only 2 that we didn't either watch at bar or here.
Or actually, we went to 2 games in person too.
That's true. We went to one
Jets
round,
and Edmonton.
first round and second round. And we just couldn't afford third round and then Stanley Cup finals. My God, guys. The seats that we normally pay like $50 to $60 for, we're going tonight for $2,000.
Yeah.
That's the explosion.
There's
in
like
price.
$50 to $60 during the regular season. When we went to them during the first round and the second round, we paid about $125 plus fees. It came to about $150 a ticket.
Right.
And then they were $2,000 plus fees. $2,000
plus fees.
Plus fees.
Yes.
And their fees are a percentage base.
Yes.
So you pay like 12% on top of that. Nope.
Yeah.
That's a lot of nope.
That's crazy.
They can take their ticket fees and stick them up their butt.
So but what the thing is, and we wanted to talk about that, but in the end, what it comes down to is Vegas really is a sports city, and people can make jokes about it all they want. What I find funny is people make jokes about the Knights not, their fans not knowing anything about hockey. Well, what do you mean? Just because there's not a hockey team somewhere, those people don't know about hockey?
Right.
I mean, where do these people move from? Think about that. It's just dumb. And that's kind of the prevailing attitude. And
there are very few places in this country, there are very few places on this continent that are that far away from a hockey team that you don't even know what hockey is.
You're right. And I think the bottom line of all of this is just that we are a sports town here. Definitely a sports town. And I mean, hockey, someone put a list out. There's been hockey teams of some level here, semi-pro, pro, whatever, since like the 60s. So it is also a hockey town. So just because you're not misinformed doesn't mean you get to act like you know everything.
Idiots hear desert and they're like, what do these desert idiots know about hockey? Well, let me tell you, like 15% of Las Vegas is from Canada. So
yeah. So happy-go-lucky people. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Well, on that super exciting note, good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.